Hi.
Give me your babies. Give me all of your little babies. You realize
being freaking weird today.
Do you realize I would never do this in a room full of people? It's just because I feel the comfort of it just being you and I. In reality, there are probably like 100 people watching me be an idiot right now. Happy Friday, guys. Today we're going to be talking about Etsy updates that you probably missed. Some of them you probably didn't miss. Most of them have been shouted from the rooftops. However,
We've talked about a couple of them.
yeah, however, there are a couple that like Etsy has kind of like slipped in and not told anybody about. So we're going to be talking about those today. In the meantime, couple things that you guys might want to keep note of. Handmade Alpha Academy is opening on Tuesday.
Uh-oh.
We worked until, what time did I post that video in the student campus last night?
I don't know.
1:30 a.m.?
Late. Here, I got this pulled up just in case we wanted to show it. We'll just go ahead and go straight to screen share here. This is our Trello organization board. It's actually not up to, actually it is up to date. You can follow where we've been editing videos. We are finished all the way, other than this bad boy here. We are finished all the way up. She's going to be editing Module 7 today. I'm going to be finishing Module 8. And hopefully Module 9.
And then we've got two.
And website development, however, I have kicked butt. Almost everything other than the stuff that doesn't really matter that much for new members is finished.
Pop up the new HAA website just for giggles and I usually say giggles and shites, but there might be little ones watching.
Giggles and shites.
You need to be logged out to see it. Just top right. No, your name.
Yeah, which is where I'm at.
Oh, no, that's...
She's bossy today, y'all.
No, I didn't mean log out of WordPress.
Honey, it's the same thing.
Oh. There you
You're
go.
a genius today, aren't you?
I know.
All right, this is on a 4K screen, so it's blown up a little bit bigger than what you guys would see it, but...
Welcome to the new HandmadeAlphaAcademy.com, guys. This is where if you guys ever want any of our freebies, free trainings, printables, cheat sheets, yada yada.
I literally built this from the ground up in about a week.
Yeah, so anything on this homepage, everybody has access to. You guys can get our freebies there. But yeah, it's been quite a week, guys. We have been working our patooties off. HAA, my Etsy coaching program, will be opening on June 4th, which is this Tuesday. And by then, all of the new material will be in the program. So super duper exciting. Can't wait to have you guys in. If you have questions about the Handmade Alpha Academy, feel free to ask those at the end of our session today. Because for now, we're going to focus on Etsy updates. So if you want to grab our...
Amber said, can you let me know if that video was good? No, I can't because I haven't seen it. We will let you know as soon as the bean is over. We have literally not had a minute to look at anything. So.
No, we were up until like 3 a.m. So we haven't done anything today other than get ready for this because what a week it's been.
Good Lord, yes, what a week.
So you got the... Okay. So...
Yes, bossy, spicy lady. Calm down.
I'm spicy.
We're going to fight today, y'all.
We're going to fight. We're going to bare-knuckle box in the front yard while we talk about Etsy updates.
Bare-knuckle box, that's what we'll call it.
Bare-knuckle box. No, you got them hairy hands. You know, them
hairy hands.
And dad hands. Everybody likes the dad hands.
Everybody likes the
We've
dad
talked
hands.
about that
We've gone
before.
over this, yes. Somebody, so you like the hairy...
Yeah, hairy.
Hairy man. All right, anyway.
So, Etsy updates. I'm going to try to cover these in order. Some of them we have links for, and as we go through them, we will shoot the links down in the chat. And then after the video is over, if you're watching the replay, I will attempt to remember when we're done today to put all of the links down in the video description. That way you guys can go through them as well. The only one that I didn't have a link for, actually, no, that's not true. There are two that I didn't have links for. But I did see official emails. So the first one is the ban on amber jewelry. This one you guys probably heard all about already. But
won't affect 99.9% of you, but for the unfortunate few, it sucks. We're sorry.
Yep, and it basically states, in accordance with our Prohibited Items Policy, we have determined that as of February 15th, 2022, we will no longer be able to accommodate necklaces, bracelets, or anklets composed of a string or strand of small amber beads, chips, or nuggets smaller than 1.25 inches. However, Etsy, as of right now, unless they've changed something in the last, week, sellers who sell anything amber jewelry related have been experiencing their listings getting deactivated.
Or just the word amber in general.
Yeah, but I believe that people who have like amber listed as like a color, or for example, if Amber Marie had, Amber Marie in her tags, I think that those listings are recoverable because everything is just getting taken down basically by Etsy's system, not by a person.
Yeah, it's don't blame Etsy for their algorithm being silly. It's a very complicated thing to look at hundreds of millions of listings and pick out little things. So
yeah, and I know that a lot of people are really upset about the amber, and I think it's definitely a big pain in the butt for honest jewelers who are creating products for adults. The issue is that
and this will answer your question, Fire Queen.
yeah, for teething necklaces for children, it's causing choking hazards, and I believe a child did die. I believe that that's why they actually put it into action. So a lot of the things that Etsy does prohibit are because someone has either gotten hurt.
PR. It's bad PR.
Yeah.
Somebody bought something on their platform that was listed in a way that wasn't safe. And unfortunately, Etsy's partially liable for when you screw up real bad.
Yeah.
Somebody dies, they have to do everything that they can to make sure it doesn't happen again. Because if it keeps happening, then the government has to step in and actually do something about it. So they're trying to cover their own butts.
Yeah, and even if you were to put not for children...
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't stop someone from buying it for children. So, got to be careful. The next thing, if you want to go ahead and pull it up, is the new Etsy copyright reporting portal. It's the second point. You clicked the wrong one. Yeah, there you go. I did a video on this that has received a lot of views and comments. If you guys haven't seen it already, you can go back to my channel and just look for the Etsy copyright crackdown video. Basically, Etsy has created a new report. You can screen share.
Should I log out of this account? Are they allowed to know about this account?
Go ahead and sign out. It's not a private account, but it is for my new Etsy shop, and I don't want them to know what it is yet because I want to get one.
We actually can't view this portal unless you're signed into an account. So let's sign back in.
No, you...
Literally cannot view
it's
it.
right... Oh.
You can't. You have to be able to register
That's
your brand
fine.
first.
Just leave it how it is.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, that's all I need to see.
Okay.
So the new reporting portal basically will allow you to claim your brand or register your brand through Etsy, and then any item on Etsy that violates your copyright or that contains words that you claim as your own will pop up in a nice big pretty list. And you can go through and report them all, which is great for artists who are sick of their work being stolen on Etsy. It's very dangerous for those of you who insist on creating products that violate someone else's copyright.
Like everyone that sells Cartoon Network, Disney, Nickelodeon, all the registered characters of all those trademarks. Quit it.
Yeah, because it makes it really easy for those companies to come in and report your listings. And it's one of those things where, yes, there are exceptions to the rule. For example, satire, parody products, those technically can legally be sold. However, Etsy doesn't really give leeway. They just they go with the bigger brand. They're going to side with the bigger brand. So if you create products that are parody, it might be wiser to have your own website.
Yeah. And I mean, it stinks because we know that parody's okay. We know that making jokes on things is okay. We know that there's a fine gray line there. What we always say to stick with the rule that if your lawyer can't beat their lawyer, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you make enough of a stink, if you use a character that's in the open domain that they're still claiming isn't, if you use something that's on the gray line, you could probably get your listings back, but you have to ask yourself whether or not it's actually worth that much effort to fight. Like, you're going to take that much time away and probably have to hire a lawyer that's going to cost you like thousands of dollars a day. Is it really worth that for a listing? Christina
said, what if you have something that is in the public domain, as long as you are actually doing your research? Because, for example,
yes.
I think I only posted it in the Handmade Alpha Academy group, but there's a big, stink about Winnie the Pooh going into the public domain. Winnie the Pooh, the original naked little bear character from the original story, is in the public domain, but yellow Winnie the Pooh with a little red shirt is not in the public domain.
Yeah, it depends on which iteration you're speaking about, because certain versions, like the original
Alice in Wonderland,
the original Alice in Wonderland, the original Mickey Mouse, the little train conductor, Steamboat Willie, Is that what his name?
Yes. Steve.
He's public domain, but Mickey Mouse isn't. So
Yeah, and Disney, I think that Disney still holds, don't quote me on this, but I think that they still hold common law rights over Steamboat Willie because they own Mickey Mouse, who is technically the same character. I don't know the specifics. It's best to just do your research, and if you're unsure, go to justanswer.com and
ask.
Pay a couple dollars to a lawyer.
However, I am pretty excited for that Winnie the Pooh horror movie that somebody immediately started making the minute that it went public domain. It looks like an actual like deep horror.
Yeah, it's an actual like creepypasta style horror
Steamboat
movie.
Willie would be a good one to do that on too.
Terrifying.
Terror train conductor in like the 1800s. Like, anyway.
Horrifying.
Copyright and branding has always been a good thing to uphold as an artist and creator. Yeah, absolutely. You should be able to defend your art. What if one item is similar to the other shop and they said it is my said is my design, but it doesn't exactly?
We unfortunately we don't know. If we don't know. I wish that we could tell you. I'm going to assume that Etsy is going to side with whoever listed the item first. All right.
Can you recommend a cheap but reliable external speaker? It depends on what your definition of cheap is.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse tie-dyers on Etsy drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse tie-dyes haven't died out yet. I thought that was like an early 2000s thing. Sounds like something my daughter would love. Original Wizard of Oz is in public domain also, yes. Have you guys seen Mrs. Doubtfire as if it's a horror? It's incredible. 10 out of 10. Okay, we're getting on to things that don't matter now.
We will we'll watch it.
We'll definitely check it out. We've been watching The Guys that we just discovered.
The Boys.
The Guys. I keep saying The Guys. I've said The Guys like 5 different times. The Boys, and it's freaking hilarious. If I use someone's pattern and tag them in the description, can I still use it?
You've got to ask them.
Yeah, you have to have permission from the original creator.
Yeah, you've got to ask. That's going to be completely up to them, and if they have licensing agreements for their products.
Yeah, if they have a license for their products, they're probably not going to let you resell the
material. If we don't move on, it will only be copyright questions.
It's fine. That doesn't matter. We're 15 minutes into the... We normally don't even start.
We'll hit them at the end. We can hit them at the end.
We're going to fight. Etsy won't take tides. If they do a copyright claim, Etsy will take yours down.
Yeah.
If you counterclaim, they can sue you. Yeah, that's the thing. It's the same thing with YouTube. If you post copyright material and you fight it, you're opening the fight into litigation territory where anything you say can like actually be used against you if they decide to sue. So just remember that. If they take it down the first time, they're not really... I mean, they could technically, if you made enough money off of it and they can prove that you made money off of it, they can still take action against you, but they're less likely until you like file a fight back against them, and then they're just going to throw their lawyers at you. Okay, next.
What's the next one?
Next. We're a little tired if you guys haven't guessed, guys.
You don't sound like it.
I just chugged my coffee.
You're a steam engine today. I can't keep up.
Message from Sarah Silverman on our continued growth.
Josh Silverman. You can go ahead and screen share.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and screen share this.
Next one is the fees update. This one hit, what month does it say that it hit? I can't remember. April 11th. Etsy increased their fees from 5% to 6.5%. This is the thing that caused everybody to freak out and panic. And for some reason, everybody was like, oh, fees are going up by 30%.
They're not going up by 30%.
Well, there was some, I can't remember the math, but everybody freaked out about it. The thing is, what this... my opinion of this and all of the alphas in the community, when this happened, everybody was like, cool. That means that everybody who's not super serious about selling on Etsy will scoot. And what we've noticed since the update, if you follow Etsy on LinkedIn, which you all absolutely should, Etsy constantly is hiring new people. They have, how many positions as of last night?
I've got it right here.
How many positions?
This is LinkedIn for those of you who are not. Look at this. And this is just ones they have available. They had a week ago as 148.
Yeah.
Something like that. They are hiring so many positions, guys. So many positions. And not only are they hiring positions, they've also got another one of the updates that we're going to talk about here in a little bit that is a big one for you guys.
Yeah, so Etsy, when we talk when everybody talks about, oh, there's not enough Etsy support, there's not enough seller support, there's not enough customer service, there's not enough this, there's not enough that. And then Etsy increases our fees by just a teeny tiny little bit in order to meet the demand, because we went from a platform with 1 million sellers to 4 million sellers in the course of 2 years.
Are they not still the lowest for
Yes.
handmade sellers of any industry? Yeah, then
Yes.
there's no reason to complain. Quit
Yeah,
complaining.
and it's not that much money in order to get the support that we've wanted and that we've needed.
And it's a tax write-off, guys. Your fees are a tax write-off. Like, they are part of what you provide to your tax accountant every year.
So
Anyway.
if I were you guys, I would recommend following Etsy on LinkedIn first and foremost. If you need a job, check their job openings, because they've got a bunch of them. That would be really cool to have some alphas actually work for Etsy. Call me if you get a job at Etsy, please. I want to talk.
We need an insider.
Yeah, we need an insider. But yeah, I think that the fees increase. The changes that I've seen just in the last few weeks, and a lot of the positive updates that we're about to talk about that have happened since this particular update, have been great. I am very happy with the changes that I'm seeing. Have they made up for, the last few years?
No,
Not yet.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. They haven't made up for all the stuff before what's his name stepped down.
Oh, once Josh started in like 2018, I believe. So,
Yeah, Josh is a much better lead.
You want to go ahead and pop?
Yeah, I just pulled it down because it was really bright on my face.
All right, so what's our next one?
Makes me milky.
Sophie's update.
All right, Etsy one, updates to Etsy search.
Yeah, this is one that we did a Friday Bean episode on. I did a short video on it about Etsy's algorithm update. Basically, Etsy is now starting to look at keywords in our descriptions. Don't run in and change all your descriptions right away, though.
No, we did a video on that.
Yeah, go back there. I've got a video. I think it's called like Everything You Know About the Etsy Algorithm Update. Go watch that. It's not as big a deal as we think it is. Of all of the places that Etsy looks for keywords in our listings, title, tags, attributes, and descriptions, we've really come to the conclusion that descriptions are like the lowest notch on the totem pole.
Yeah, and we tested that live. That's a good testing methodology. Anthony from eRank, he was the one that showed us to use that methodology. So
yeah, and we did that live during a Friday Bean episode. So nothing to freak out about, but when you list new items, try to be a little bit keyword minded, and you don't need to keyword stuff, but look at your title. Take the keyword, the main keyword that you want to be known for, exactly what that item is, and make sure that it is in your description. And that should be happening anyway. Most people are already keyword minded enough to do that. All right.
This one I just don't. We can move on from that because I really don't care about this one that much. To be honest with you, you can probably, as long as your descriptions are written like descriptions, they're probably fine. So don't worry about it.
All right.
All right. How to become a star seller? Star seller update.
Yep. Next up is the star seller update that happened last week before last.
Yeah, I think this is the update up here.
Yeah. So basically, the rating criteria has gone down, so it's easier to get star seller now. You used to have to only get solid 5 stars. Now it is
4.8 over the course of 3 months, starting July 1st.
Yes. So now 4-star reviews will still be counted as good. You'll need to receive a minimum of 5 orders instead of 10. However, the amount of money, you still have to make $300 in that period to qualify. Another cool thing is that Etsy is going to be grouping conversations. So that 24 hours that you have to respond to a customer, if that customer were to message you a bunch of times, that will all be grouped into a thread, and you only need to respond once within that thread for you to be okay. So you don't have to constantly message that customer every few seconds to make sure that you qualify.
And as you can read here, they're halving the amount of sales that you have to make within that 3-month period from 10 to 5.
Yeah.
So half the amount of orders. That's a good update. I know a lot of you care about star seller. As of right now, it still really doesn't matter.
No.
But this looks as if they're trying to transition into getting the system flowing in a way that's more fair for everyone, so it can start to count for something. As of right now, it doesn't count for anything.
Yeah.
It's just clout right now.
All
right. Next one, purchase protection program for sellers. This one is my favorite, and I really like it.
All right.
I think this one is.
You want to
good
cover
for
this one?
sellers.
So
yeah, I
take
can
a
go
drink?
ahead and. So basically, in the past, when you if you have an order and it ends up getting returned or lost disappears in the mail or something like that, you have to absorb that cost. And we always say that if you can reship the item out, you should reship the item out. It's just best for customer communication. Basically, now up to $250. What was it? Starting on August 1st. Etsy will cover lost packages up to $250. So you no longer are going to have to absorb the cost. This is the kind of thing that fees play into. This is absolutely huge. We've had, how many people did we have message us saying that they lost packages? Out of the thousands and thousands of orders that we had, we probably had maybe 10 people report that they had lost packages. But I mean, that's still an equivalent absorbed cost, probably around $500 that we absorbed
over 9 years.
Over the course of 9 years, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but it does add up, especially for you high volume sellers, people that sell supplies in particular. If you're shipping hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of supplies, or if you're shipping like one really expensive item, or you're shipping a personalized item that took you a month to make. I mean, this is a really big deal, and this is the reason why they have to raise fees in order to be able to continue giving you things that can actually support you. Because things can either, I'll go ahead and switch back off of this because that's pretty much the whole thing, but it's huge. With the fees increase, I know we already talked about it. Going back to it, things can either stay the same or they can pull money from somewhere and grow. And they can either pull money from the customers, which is going to make them lose traffic, or they can pull money from the sellers and provide you an incentive. Because the thing is, the 1.5%, unless you're selling hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of inventory a year, it's not going to affect you that much. You're probably going to get your money, like over the course of your Etsy time, you're probably going to get your monies back just in this alone. So take it for what it is.
Especially if you're shipping a lot of items out. I'm sure that, you know,
if you're a high volume seller, this will probably make you your money back.
And we've had a lot of sellers, they're concerned that, customers will lie. Customers will say that their packages didn't arrive when they did just so they can get them for free. And first and foremost, my thing is, if that's going to happen, it's going to happen. And Etsy's going to notice if this one customer constantly says that their order disappeared. Etsy's going to get suspicious of that customer and probably block that customer from buying anymore. So there's a point where we have to say as sellers, not our problem. If the package disappears, but we don't have to pay the money to the customer, or, we still get paid for it, oh well, it's unfortunately one of those things that we can't control it. Etsy is giving us a gift. We should be happy about it because this might not last forever. This might be one of those things that Etsy rolls out and it costs them a bunch of money and they decide, this was not worth it. That would be, obviously a really cruddy thing if they revoked it, but it could happen.
So I've got the people were asking questions about it. Just to alleviate having to answer questions about it, I'm just going to read this for everybody. That way they know exactly what's going on with this. So under Etsy's purchase protection program for sellers, Etsy helps qualified sellers resolve eligible cases. We understand that things can still go wrong even if a seller has taken all the necessary steps to ensure a good buyer experience. In these cases where the order meets all of our requirements, Etsy may refund buyers for a total of up to $250, including shipping and taxes collected on the Etsy platforms, and sellers will not be held responsible. Etsy's purchase protection program for sellers applies to cases where the item does not arrive and disputes about listing accuracy. So even if your listing was inaccurate, they're saying they're going to cover it. It will not apply to cases concerning damaged items. However, Etsy may cover a seller's first case related to a damaged item each calendar year. So if you goof something up, you package something wrong, or it just gets treated like crap in the USPS like it does from time to time, they'll cover that for the first time. For cases where the item does not arrive, Etsy's purchase protection protects sellers for orders that are shipped but ultimately not received at their final destination. Sellers who meet eligibility criteria outlined here may not be held financially responsible for non-delivery cases that result in a buyer refund. For disputes about listing accuracy, Etsy Protection protects sellers for orders that match the listing description and photos where the buyer claims it does not. Etsy does not cover orders that differ from the listing description, so we strongly recommend using accurate photos and descriptions when listing an item. For cases where the item arrives damaged, Etsy Protection supports sellers with their first eligible case starting August 1st and once each calendar year, January to December thereafter. Otherwise, sellers are responsible for resolving cases where the buyer has reported that an item arrived damaged. For this reason, we recommend packaging all items securely and purchasing shipping insurance. Sellers are also responsible for their independent warranty or return requirements under their local applicable laws. I'll go ahead and post this link in the description for anybody that wants to... do you want to post it after the video or in here?
You can post it in there too.
Yeah. We'll post this in case you guys want to check this out after the live stream. Will they have to open a case? That I'm not sure about. I'm assuming they will.
Yeah, I believe that a case needs to be opened.
I mean, you have to
From what
open
I
a case to
understand.
file a refund anyway, right? So
I mean, unless you're just messaging the...
that's true, unless you're just messaging the seller. But anyway,
Okay.
next point.
Next point. This one is one that you guys probably don't know about. If you want to go ahead and just grab the link to this one as well, because we'll need to share it
Yeah.
with them. So this is one that Pam Duthie got access to. She's the only person who's talking about it. Really, really cool, though. Mark went ahead and posted the link to her video down in the chat, so make sure that you pop that open in an extra tab and watch it in a few minutes. But the short of it is that Etsy is now, or Google is now, indexing our listing videos. So in this example, Pam types in a couple keywords related to one of her listings into a Google search. And right away, if you go into the videos tab on Google, she was able to click that and find her listing. So this is a good indicator that Etsy is going to start prioritizing that video content in our listings. Getting those listing videos in before the holidays, that's something that we should all be striving to do.
Yeah.
Etsy isn't talking about this yet.
Not yet.
Which means that you guys can get ahead by making sure that you have listing videos, and they don't need to be special. They don't need to be crazy.
No.
They could be a photo slideshow that you put together in Canva.
If you want to do a quick video with your cell phone, make sure your hands are clean.
Yep.
Show around the product, flip it around.
There's no sound either, so you don't need to worry about there being any sound.
I mean, just make sure the light's okay. If you want decent lighting, go outside when it's kind of shaded. Maybe stand under a tree in the shade. Record.
Absolutely.
It's really that easy. That's how we used to take all of our photos for her jewelry shop.
Yeah. Do you need a drink of water?
Hiccups.
Yeah. But this is something that we should all be striving to do in time for holiday season, because I'm sure that in the next few months, Etsy's going to start talking about it. But because Pam is one of the Etsy camp instructors, she was able to get this little bit of information early. So go watch Pam's video. Be sure to go comment on it. Give Pam some love
Pam works hard.
Yeah, for uncovering this and for creating this video. But she'll have all the details, and she'll have a way in her video that you can test it for yourself to see if your listings are showing up on Google. So super duper fun. All right.
And I think that was the last one, wasn't it?
No.
No. Oh, no, you're right. Ban on baby items. Photo linked.
Yeah, it's that.
This.
Okay, so you're going to scroll down just a little bit. A little bit more. Yeah. So the next one.
Good. Screen share.
Yeah. Don't mind our Trello board in the background of all our...
Video topics list.
Yeah, you guys can see all of our video ideas.
Nothing secret in there.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a message or an email that somebody in the E-Rank group posted. This is something that Etsy has not talked about yet, but this is very similar to the amber jewelry ban that we saw a couple months ago. It's almost the same email, except this one is going out to sellers who sell baby products. Okay, Etsy has not talked about this yet. This is one that I'm sure that you guys have missed if you haven't been checking your emails. But basically, Etsy is going to be prohibiting items that are related to infant sleeping products, including but not limited to bassinets, Moses baskets, crib bumpers, bedside sleepers, baby nests, and sleep loungers. This here is all we know. They're going to begin removing these items on June 9th, 2022. We've had a lot of people ask about blankets. Are baby blankets okay? Can we do baby blankets? They're not on the list. However, Etsy says, but not limited to. Now, you're not going to get in trouble if you've got these items in your shop. Etsy.
No. They're not going to ban you.
Yeah. Etsy will remove the items that they see fit to remove. So all we can do if you sell products that might be in this category is wait and see if your listings get taken down. However, if you exclusively are a Moses basket baby shop, you might start wanting to think about other plans. You might want to begin considering what your alternatives are going to be in the event that you can't continue selling.
Yeah, because they started removing these items yesterday.
Yeah, so one thing that I've been telling everybody is that if you sell Moses baskets, for example, maybe rather than selling them, because obviously Etsy will probably take them down, but if you do move ship and we'll say go to Amazon Handmade or something, maybe don't sell them as a product for babies to sleep in. Maybe sell it as a photography prop. That way it's only meant to be used for a minute under parental supervision. The baby is only in it for a minute, because this is going to ultimately, all of these guidelines are to keep babies safe. You know, we don't want to sell products and be the jerk who does something that could get a baby hurt. So what I would recommend is begin analyzing how your products can be used and if they could be used for something else. You might want to just kind of analyze your business model and see if there is any way that you could sell it, but as a different product, almost giving it a different purpose. Ooh, is this what it's from?
Somebody asked. I actually hadn't heard about this. So it looks like there was a law passed into effect that prohibited the sale and manufacture of crib bumpers or incline sleepers due to 200 infant deaths. The White House signed it. There were 113 fatalities involving crib bumpers from 1990 through 2019. More than 100 babies have died in infant incline sleep products in the same time period, but older models are still in circulation. So basically, looks like the White House is getting in on banning these kind of products because they're killing babies. So maybe don't sell things that are killing babies.
Yeah. So
I mean, it sucks to say, but 200 over the course of 30 years, that's could be entirely incidental, you know?
Yeah,
I know that they're not entirely safe, but 200 over the course of 30 years really is an extremely low number.
And it could be the specific types, the angle that the baby's neck is in, or improper.
Could be. I mean, that many could just literally be user error.
Yeah, improper use, but still, there should be no room for error when it comes to
not when it comes to a baby. No, I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
No.
So. But like we said, if you guys sell baby blankets, those don't seem to be on the list. I would just make sure that if you sell any products for babies, first of all, make sure that you're following the rules, especially when it comes to baby toys. There are tons of rules that you need to be following. There are tons you need to be. Yeah. I can't even remember. You guys who sell baby products, you know all the licensing and things that you have to go through.
Think worst possible scenario and how you can prevent that in any which way, and then you should be safe.
Yeah, and then also making sure that, you know, if you sell something as simple as a blanket, maybe put something right into your package that has safe sleep practices for baby. Do not leave, you know, infants this age to this age unattended with a blanket that they could suffocate themselves with. I would just make sure that you're looking up whatever the current best practices are, because we all know that whatever the rule is for how babies sleep gets changed like every 5 years. So the way that Taylor slept, my mom was like, no, you can't do that. We were told not to do that. And I'm like, no, Mom, here's the update. Yeah. So
it changes very frequently.
It does. So just make sure that you're checking. If you have kids and they're teenagers, the rules have changed. So make sure that you check and see what the new best practices are.
Tanya said dog beds. Moses baskets would be cute, safe dog beds.
That would be cute.
I agree. I 100% agree with that.
Absolutely.
All right. There's almost 200 people here today. Wow.
All right, guys. So that sums up our 8 different Etsy updates. Can we go back to the list and I'll just I'll do them all.
For those of you that are just getting here, what we talked about the ban on amber jewelry. We talked about the new copyright portal, the copyright reporting portal. We talked about the fee update, 5% to 6.5%, and how it's a good thing. Algorithm changes, star seller update, which is amazing, cool. 4.8 stars over the course of 3 months. It was starting this month, right? Yeah, starting this month, starting June 1st. Buyer protection, purchase protection. They're going to cover lost and reported incorrectly described items as long as they're described correctly up to $250. They're going to start absorbing that cost on August 1st. Videos being indexed for search. Somebody actually commented and said that, yeah, about the videos. I've seen the video when Pam posted it, and I searched for mine, and they popped up in Google on the top of the list. Yeah, so if that's the case, I mean, Pam's tested it, you've tested it, that's enough. I mean, that's honestly enough proof. Make sure you're getting listing videos in if you can. It's not going to be something that's going to make or break your brand. 99% of people aren't searching for items on Etsy on Google. But it couldn't hurt, right? So.
And the ban on the baby items, which I haven't seen that anywhere, like other than
I really haven't either.
Yeah, the person who posted the photo in the E-Rank group, that's the only place I have seen it. So if you sell baby items, just be on alert. You're not going to get your shop deactivated by having them, but Etsy might deactivate the listings. Don't try to work around it either. Don't try to list your...
Yeah, because they're probably not going to ban you right now, but if you try to game the system, they will.
Yeah.
So anything that you're trying to directly violate their terms of use, terms of service, or privacy policy is an immediate goodbye.
Yeah.
And it's probably an IP ban too, which means you can't shop on the platform either.
All right, guys.
Go ahead and get your questions in. If you have one, it doesn't have to be about the topics at hand. It's cool if you got them. If not, any kind of general Etsy questions, business questions, you can ask us live questions. Doesn't matter. We're here for like another hour. So go ahead and get them down.
Social media, yada, yada. If you have questions about Handmade Alpha Academy, this is the last Friday live stream that we're going to be doing before doors open on Tuesday. They're going to be opening at 8 a.m. Eastern time.
And we have been busting our butts. We even have Amber recording a little video for us that we have to edit.
Yes.
Or she recorded a video for us that we have to edit.
So that will be coming soon.
And for those of you who are going to be joining, those of you who already are in, I'm going to be redoing the tech guide. That will not be finished by launch day. I am expanding the guide to be a little bit different. I used to just recommend different tech products based on reviews and based on technical specs. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to recommend anything that I haven't used. However, I am going to teach you how to buy things on the internet. Sounds simple, but it can be a lot more complex. I'm going to teach you how to read reviews, what kind of specifications to look for, that kind of stuff. And then we're going to actually provide what we use. I'm going to do a full studio teardown and show you everything that we use. So for those of you who are in the course, look forward to a lot of new cool stuff coming in the tech guide.
All right. We Crafty Creations.
Did you see the new change in Etsy ads? They're adding an add to cart option from the search screen for ads.
That's cool.
I had not seen that, but I like that.
That's cool, but it keeps the buyer from seeing the listing description.
It does. Gives you more money for your ad spend budget, though. It's going to probably increase the amount of... Excuse me. If they're only... Are they only doing it for the advertised products? Or is it going to be all of the listings on a page? Because if it's just for the advertised products,
just
it's going to...
advertised, I would assume.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too. Because they're trying to give you more money since they're not giving you an option to turn it off.
I didn't know about the copyright thing. Where can I report my brand? You want to grab the link for her?
Amber already posted it.
Oh, okay. Amber got it. It's up.
It's Etsy.com/IP reporting.
Yep. You can read all of the details on that. And I did a video on it, Linda, oh God, it's been like a month ago. It's on my channel and it's called Etsy Copyright Crackdown. So feel free to look at that.
Did you talk about the consolidation of Etsy message threads? Yeah. Have you seen or know anything about Explore? It's the Etsy TikTok, I think.
Yes. Not everybody has it yet. The Etsy Explore is going to be similar to TikTok and Instagram Reels, where you can scroll through the videos, and you can only get it if you have the new Sell on Etsy app. The Sell on Etsy app that we've been using for years is being kind of switched over to an all new app that we're supposed to download. So you got to go download the new Etsy seller app to get the Etsy Explore tab. So, but not everybody has access to it yet. Is
the Google search only going to apply if you have Etsy marketing turned on? I doubt it.
I don't think so.
So indexing, if it's an indexing thing, then it won't matter. Indexing, basically, like if you've built your own website, you can decide whether you want your website or web pages indexed by Google, meaning that when Google sticks its little fingers in websites, which is basically what Google is doing at all times. It's sticking its fingers out, trying to grab onto web pages and pull them into its library, right? So the reason why Etsy probably hasn't been indexing listings in particular is because indexing usually requires you to pull something from a page. When you search on Google for something, you usually get like the title of the page, which is usually like the slug when you have a website URL, and then you'll get a small description that Google tries to piece together from whatever's in the page. And Etsy can't guarantee that you haven't put something goofy or stupid in your listing descriptions or title. So indexing listings and descriptions was kind of risky for them. But videos, unless you're like directly editing the metadata, there's not a lot that you can do to screw that up. So they can pull the listing title. I don't know exactly how they're doing it. This is just me speculating. But more than likely, they're pulling from the metadata on the site as well.
Yeah.
Or from the video. So they're not having to pull from descriptions and screwing things up.
Go watch Pam's video.
She'll describe it better than I did.
Yeah, go watch Pam's video. She goes more in depth into the whole thing. I didn't want to steal her thunder by going too far into it, but Pam Duthie, she's got a full rundown. Mm-hmm. Does running Etsy ads bring organic sales over time? It can. It can totally bring in organic sales over time, because once a shopper is more familiar with your brand, they're more likely to come back. I always say 80% of your sales should come from 20% of your market, which means that most of your sales should be coming from repeat buyers. The other advantage is that when that listing sells, even if it's being sold from an ad, you're still growing your listing quality score. Your listing quality score is what is going to help you to rank in search, and that search ranking is what is going to result in more exposure for your listing. So it's going to be seen by more people. So in a roundabout way, yes, it can help with your organic traffic, but not just because you have an Etsy ad. Let's see. Is it worth it to create multiple listings with different thumbnails to see which performs better? A/B split testing, as long as you're doing it within one shop, because you can't take the same items and post them in multiple shops. You can totally do that. I've done it myself. You can do the same thing if you want to experiment with your Etsy SEO, if you want to experiment with different keywords. You could take one of your really well-performing listings that you don't want to touch, because if something's doing well, obviously you don't want to touch your tags and titles of that listing. You could make a duplicate of that listing, though, and the listing quality score won't carry over. So that listing, the new listing, probably won't perform as well as the one that has the nice listing quality score. But it's a good opportunity to test new things without damaging the listing quality of the listing that is selling well. Let's see. Does your HAA help if you prefer to promote your website versus promoting on Etsy? Also, is the content applicable to our own platform or just Etsy? HAA, at its core, is an Etsy course. It is an Etsy course with benefits. If you do not have Etsy and you never plan to have Etsy, I would not recommend getting the course. The focal point is Etsy. But because what we teach is foundation of human psychology and neuromarketing, those concepts can be applied to any business model. I use it for the book that I published, and it's a science fiction book, not a business book, and I use it. I use that foundation to market erank.com, where I am a manager. I use that foundation to market Handmade Alpha Academy. I use that foundation to market tickets to Mark's shows because he's in a band.
What foundation?
I use HAA. I use that foundation to market merch for Mark's shows. So what you're going to be learning in HAA is a foundation that can apply to your website, but it is not for your website. Nope. It is not for promoting anything other than Etsy. But once you learn that foundation, you can apply the foundation to everything. So I hope that answers your question.
Did you talk about the students that we have that run there? They're not Etsy shops. We have a student who does DoD contracting and advertises using what he learned in HAA. We've got people that run brick and mortar stores using
Dog-
what they've learned in HAA.
A dog deli in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, our alphas who have an Etsy shop and a website, they tend to be the ones who do the very best, like Amber Marie, for example. And what they do is they use Etsy as a funnel. They utilize Etsy and they steal all that Etsy traffic, and then they're able to convert that traffic over to their website. Now, you're not allowed to take an Etsy customer and send them a message and say, hey, you can buy on my website. You're not allowed to take a customer on Etsy and direct them off of Etsy to make a purchase. But in the Handmade Alpha Academy, we teach you how to create a funnel, which is your email list. And when that customer makes a purchase, we invite them to your email list, which you are allowed to do. Etsy has an entire article about how you're allowed to do that, and they actually encourage it. You get that person on your email list, and then from there, when they're on your email list and you're sending them emails via your email list, those emails direct them to your website. So you're taking that traffic that you're getting on Etsy, and you're telling those customers that if they want to save, if they want to get coupons, if they want to take advantage of a sale, you're hosting sales and things exclusively on your website that they can't get on Etsy. And then shopping directly from you becomes the standard for most.
Yes.
So,
yes.
All right. Anna is our next.
Long story short, yes, HAA can be applied to just about anything. And I'll be working on a mini course. I don't know if it'll be finished this year. I'm going to be working on a mini course on building your own e-commerce website as well. HAA question, is an email/MailChimp welcome series tutorial or swipes included? Lots of conflicting advices from coaches on how to do it, but the consensus is to have one. We have an entire module on MailChimp.
We have 2 modules on MailChimp.
Well, I mean, one specifically for making one.
Yeah, so welcome emails, I teach you how to make one welcome email because I teach you how to use your free MailChimp account. That way you don't have any costs. If you decide to upgrade to a paid account, you can have an entire automation series. If that's something that you guys would be interested in once you're in HAA and you want a full automation series, I could totally teach you how to do that as well.
Yeah, I'll add that to the thing. We'll make a bonus out of it.
Yeah, I could add that in. It's just most of our students have paid memberships. So I do teach you how to craft and create that welcome email in order for your subscribers to get that automatic discount code for their first purchase. That's going to drive up your subscribers. It's going to give you the opportunity to invite people into your marketing funnel or your email list directly from your listing photos. I teach you how to craft that in a way that is completely legal for Etsy, that follows their terms of service. That way you can forever market to that person and capture them in your funnel. So short answer is yes. And if you guys want an automation series, just let me know.
I was trying to remember what the heck.
Do we cover this in Automation Chimp?
We might cover this in Automation Chimp. We might already have that in a module.
And a bonus.
But if not, it'll be a bonus by the end of the year.
Wait a minute. I think HAA is so big, and I think I just realized that we already have that.
I just finished. What was it? Did I finish editing that one? I edited that one. I
don't
think.
know. I think we do.
We are literally going from the moment that we wake up and editing videos until like 1:30 in the morning to get this done by HAA launch time, guys.
HAA is like 20
Excuse
hours.
us if we are a little bit burnt out. Yeah, it's like 20 hours, but it's also building the website and editing and oh boy. We're done. We're done recording though. We finished recording yesterday.
Okay.
Let's see. So many of those review pages are just affiliate link bait and not actual legit reviews. Have to dig and find reliable sources.
On what review pages?
What review pages?
Oh, we're so far back that Deb might not eat. Deb, what review page were you talking?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
But I do agree. There are lots of like those like pages that you get on, like where you get a Facebook ad for something and it's like, this is the best product ever. And then you click on it and you realize that it's just an affiliate link and the person who's promoting the product has never used it.
Why have you not downloaded the new Etsy app? Do you have concerns about it?
Why have I not downloaded the new Etsy app? I have.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Did somebody else say that they...
Unless it was the other platform.
Did somebody else say that they hadn't...
I don't think so.
Downloaded it? Oh. I've downloaded it.
Do you have plans for a Friday Bean Summer Trends video? Those are my favorite. Did we miss a Summer Trends window?
I did a short video on Summer Trends. I did a short, like, pre-recorded video, but we could do a summer... You guys want to do that next week?
We can't. That's our Friday Bean for HA launch, unless you want to do Summer Trends for the Friday Bean
We always do. We don't ever do a Friday bean just for the HAA launch.
Yeah, we do.
Not anymore. Nobody comes to those.
Yeah, you're right.
Nobody
it's
likes.
just like a sales pitch. People don't like it.
Yeah, nobody likes that. We'll do summer trends next week. Okay, we'll do that.
Is there any functionality on the seller app that is not on the browser site?
On the seller app, no. When you make a sale, your phone goes cha-ching, and it makes you feel good. If you're out and about and you get a message from a customer, sometimes it's good to have it pop up on your phone. That way you can stay in the know. It's just if you want to step away from your computer and, get those little notifications letting you know when you've made sales or you've got a customer message. I like having it. I think that it's useful.
Mm-hmm. I did not understand the video update. How should we optimize our listing videos? You don't need to optimize your
you're
videos.
Just adding listing videos and making sure that your listings have videos, because Etsy is going to start showing those in Google searches.
And Google indexing is smart, so things like you could probably get in and like edit the metadata in Premiere Pro or something, but Google's so good that it's not necessary. If somebody that has no experience doing it can pull something, that there's no reason to do any of that. Just make sure your videos don't look like crap, especially whatever is going to be the thumbnail or whatever is going to be the thing before they actually click the play button on the video. If that looks like crap, then yeah. That's what they're going to see on Google.
Nala.
I had 2 copyright strikes last year, genuine innocent mistakes.
Happens to everybody.
Yep, happens to everybody. We had some too. And lately my shop's been successful. Worried if I get a 3rd strike, it'll get shut down. If I open a 2nd shop, will it get closed too?
So first of all, I wouldn't be too worried. Just I would be very careful when listing products, but just, make sure that you're being careful with the products that you list. Do your research depending on what you sell. If you open a 2nd shop, yes, because they're all connected by your IP, you would get account banned, which means that your IP address would be banned. Mm-hmm. So you would not be able to open another shop if for any reason that account got shut down. So I would just make sure that you're doing a lot of research.
Do one-of-a-kind items rank the same way as listings that are relisted over and over?
They do not, Dana. A one-of-a-kind listing cannot accumulate a listing quality score. And a listing quality score is what is going to help you to rank. So every time you list a new listing on Etsy, it doesn't have a listing quality score yet because Etsy hasn't been able to study it. They haven't been able to observe how shoppers interact with that listing. So what Etsy does is they give that listing a small boost in search in order to see how shoppers will engage with it. Now, if shoppers are clicking on it, buying it, favoriting it, purchasing it, after finding it organically in search, then that listing is going to accumulate a listing quality score, and that is going to help it to rank. The best things that you can do for a listing to help it to rank are repeat sales and reviews of that listing, because Etsy sees that people are buying it and that people really like it, so Etsy wants to show it to more people. With a one-of-a-kind item, you can't do that. It only sells once. A lot of sellers will take that one-of-a-kind listing, and when it sells, they will just put in a new product. You're not supposed to do that either, because for one, if somebody's favorited that item and then they go into their favorites and they see a totally different item, they're going to be a little bit off-put. And Etsy also says that they don't like it when you do that. So that's the unfortunate thing about one-of-a-kind products. My suggestion is for any shops who sell one-of-a-kind, and what we recommend if anybody is one-of-a-kind coming into Handmade Alpha Academy, we recommend having your one-of-a-kind pieces. Maybe it's one-of-a-kind pendants, for example. Make a small line of bracelets that aren't one-of-a-kind. Make a small line of bracelets that you can make over and over again. List those, and those can be the thing that rank in search and that get people into your store. And if they get a bracelet and then they decide to go in your storefront to see if there's anything else that they might like, and then they see that there's a beautiful one-of-a-kind necklace that would go nice with that bracelet, they might be more inclined to purchase both of those items together. So think of the little bracelets or the small repeatable products almost as like little advertisements that you are putting out into the Etsy search, driving people into your store so that they can buy the high dollar one-of-a-kind items.
So I'm going to post a link to one of our Etsy success stories, one of our alpha interviews that we have done to Crystal. We did an alpha interview with her, and she does wire-wrapped gemstones. Are they gemstones?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm using the right terminology. She does wire-wrapped gemstones, and what she will do is her pieces are one of a kind, However, they're not. She takes gemstones that are all the same type.
As close as possible.
As close as possible. Wire wraps them all in as close as possible. And she includes a disclaimer in the listing that they will be different depending on when you buy them. Because every single time she sells one, they have a difference in appearance. So she's still able to sell one-of-a-kind items, but she's able to sell them in a way where she's able to reuse the listing and build a listing quality score. So I'm going to go ahead and post the link to that. It's a good watch. Go ahead and go check that out. And yeah, let's see. E-Rank question. If one has E-Rank Pro, does E-Rank tell us the listing quality score anywhere else in the account? Excuse me.
No, listing quality scores are private. You will never know your listing quality score, unfortunately. That is a secret score. That and your customer and marketplace experience score are invisible scores that Etsy keeps private. You will not know them, but you can feel them. Because if you've ever made a sale on Etsy and then suddenly you make 2 more sales of that exact same item out of nowhere, that's your listing quality score. That's Etsy saying, wow, somebody liked this product. Let me show it to more people. And then more people see it and they buy it. But you cannot see your listing quality score.
No, we know it exists, but there's no way to actually view it.
Barbie.
That was a question for Amber.
Barbie.
Hello.
Barbie Lee.
Yeah, and we have a question here. What website/service provider do you use for your website? Shopify, Wix, GoDaddy. Joking.
Barbie Lee is also one that we haven't answered yet.
Oh, crap. Yeah, you're right. Didn't see that.
Why don't you go ahead
Yeah, I'll
and
go
do
ahead
that,
and answer
Ginger's.
Ginger's. So we use SiteGround for our actual hosting. I really like SiteGround. We used to have HostGator, and they sucked. They sucked big booty. Don't use them. Don't sue us.
You guys can use them if you want to. We just didn't like them.
No, I was saying HostGator. Don't sue us. I did not like them at all.
No,
It was a terrible experience. No one I ever spoke with had any semblance of understanding of any questions that I asked. Transferring our website to SiteGround was only easy because SiteGround did it for us.
Yeah.
Okay, Barbie. Is HAA good for made-to-order items? Not one-of-a-kind items, but items that are created once the cha-ching sound comes through.
Yeah,
Yes.
as long as you are making those items. I mean, we've got lots of made-to-order alphas in HAA, but as long as you're keeping that one listing. And it's not that HAA isn't good for one-of-a-kind items.
No, that's not it at all.
HAA is still okay for one-of-a-kind items, but your one-of-a-kind shop is not good for Etsy. And I know that sounds counterintuitive because Etsy is a handmade marketplace, but Etsy's algorithm doesn't favor listings that can only sell once. It's very hard for you as the seller. So your best possible chance is to create some products that can be made over and over. But in a made-to-order shop, you are still able to keep one listing. So HAA would be perfect for you as long as you can,
Yeah. We need to just stop saying that it's not good for one-of-a-kind sellers because we have so many one-of-a-kind sellers in HAA that have... The thing is, as a one-of-a-kind seller, apart from... If you do vintage, some vintage sellers are going to have a little bit of an issue, but for the most part, one-of-a-kind sellers, there's usually something that you can do in terms of a collection. You might not be able to have repeatable items, like if you don't do wire wrap jewelry like Crystal's video like I posted here, but a lot of you can. A lot of you can do remakes of items and they just look a little bit similar. You don't have to stick to one-of-a-kind. It's genuinely not as good for your Etsy shop to be a one-of-a-kind, strictly one-of-a-kind shop than it is for somebody who sells repeatable items. It's not even something we can argue about. It's just factual because that's how it works. It's not that you can't be successful doing one-of-a-kind. It's just you're going to have to rely dramatically more heavily on your experience outside of the Etsy platform.
Which we also teach you how to do.
Which we also teach you how to do. I literally just finished editing the basics on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and all the other platforms that we frickin' cover. So if your question is, does my type of product work for HAA, any of you, the answer is probably yes. Regardless of if it's one-of-a-kind, vintage. Some of you vintage sellers, if you're not able to buy more than one of the item that you're selling, there's going to be a couple of parts that aren't for you, but outside of that, everything is fine. All right. Getting me spicy, y'all. Let's see.
Modern Craze Shop.
In order to excel in HAA, will we be required to purchase any more memberships to grow? No, HAA was built from the ground up for you to not have to spend any extra money. There are some optional costs, like buying your domain.
Yeah, so I'm so against upsells and courses that the one thing that you need, which is an
Yes.
E-Rank Pro membership, I buy that for you. I pay for it.
We pay for a year of E-Rank Pro for you, out of pocket.
The only thing in HAA that I recommend buying is because we use a free MailChimp account in HAA, I do recommend once you're inside that you pay $12 to purchase the .com related to your business, and I teach you how to do it. It's $12 a year. That way you own it so no one else can take it. That way you can get your $5 a month domain email, which, for example, that would be like, rather than Starla at gmail.com, it would be Starla at handmadealphaacademy.com. And
Yes.
the only reason that you need that is because it helps to increase the odds that the emails that you send through MailChimp will actually be received by your email list. You could totally still do it with your personal email. It's just you're taking a big risk of your emails not arriving.
I really wouldn't. You might as well just go ahead and reserve it now, because the thing is, if your brand blows up, and a lot of your brands probably will blow up, somebody's going to buy your domain out from under you and charge you an exorbitant fee to get it back.
It's called domain hijacking.
And it is a very common thing and happened to us.
Yeah, somebody purchased, right when I started to get popular, somebody purchased starlamore.com. And then they were selling it, trying to resell it to me for $5,000. Domain hijacking happens right when new brands start. So when you own your domain and you purchase it right away to ensure that nobody else gets it, you're basically you're claiming an asset. You're claiming something that you might need someday that you can get for $12 a year. I just bought his domain for him.
It's a necessary, justifiable business expense and likely a tax write-off, probably anywhere on the planet. So
I purchased his domain for him.
My goodness.
$36 for 3 years. We don't even have to think about it. So it's so worth it to just have it. And
Yeah.
that's the only thing in HAA that I recommend you buy, but you totally don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to. There are no additional expenses. What do you use to edit your videos? We use Premiere Pro.
Premiere Pro. It's very expensive and it's really hard
It's a
to
monthly
use.
fee. I want to say if you get Premiere Pro by itself, it's $12.99 a month.
By itself? Oh,
By
that's not
itself,
bad.
I think it's $12.99 or $14.99 a month.
Okay, that's not bad.
And it might be more than that. It might be $25.99 a month. I can't remember. But we pay for the full Adobe suite, which I want to say is $39.99 a month, which gets us all but the master web development plugins for Adobe that we don't need. So,
But Sharon, I would recommend, if you're just kind of, because I know you're kind of just starting out with your videos, I would download the CapCut app. CAPCUT for your phone. It's really simple to use and it makes your videos look super nice. I'm going to be doing a video on that after HAA opens, because I've already got a video planned for next week. So it'll be the week after, no, I think it's 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from Tuesday, I'll be doing a video on how to use CapCut to edit your videos.
I've gotten so much useful information from your free content. I sell mostly one of a kind. Would HA, well, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we covered that already.
Yes. Maybe I can do, when HA opens, maybe I can do a little live stream where I just kind of scroll through content that doesn't reveal any information. HAA is a ridiculous amount of content. For those of you, I'm just going to pop it back open. I'm just going to put it back open because we have 200 people here right now.
You guys want to see what it looks like? We've never shown it on...
I wasn't going to pull up HAA. I will. We have... These are modules. These are intros. They're all done. They just need to be edited. Module 1, Module 2. These are all individual videos that all come with content that goes with them. Especially once you get up here to Module 7. These are all individual videos. And a good majority of these, or a good portion of these, are over an hour long.
And they're all going to be in the exact order and the steps that you need to take them. It is laid out like a puzzle. It is A to Z. You start from the top, you work through, you know exactly what you need to do next. You go in order, Module 1, Lesson 1, Module 1, Lesson 2, Module 1, Lesson 3. Then you move to Module 2. Module 2, Lesson 1, Module 2, Lesson 2. And you work in order. You can come back to it at any time. You can start and stop whenever you want to. You never lose access. You never have to pay for anything else. Once you're in for life. And if you are unsure if you're going to like it, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee on it. So all you have to do is send me an email that says, hey, I didn't like this, or I don't like your voice. And we'll give you a refund.
I'll go ahead and I'm not going to go through anything specific here. We have our dashboard.
All these videos are going to be replaced with the
Yeah,
new
all
ones.
these videos are still old. We still have to put the links in them for the new update.
Just go to the course modules page. Yeah, there you go.
New website, by the way, is nice and spicy. I programmed this website all together in about a week. So,
Yeah.
are you proud of me? We have tons and tons and tons of material. Each one of these modules is well over an hour long. I think the total content's probably going to be just over 20 hours, I think, this time around. I don't know the exact number. I'll count it up before we actually launch. And then we have the bonuses vault, which these are all separate from what you just saw. These are all different things that you can expect to get through. And I mean, some of these, let's see, like, not lingo glossary, but like...
graphics chest is probably the most
I don't have
valuable.
graphics chest done yet. But we have a lot of different things in here. Our brand planet webinar, which next time you do that, we should record that again so we can replace that with a newer version.
I'm curious about maybe... Oh, and Alpha of the Year. I'm curious about maybe doing that one this summer.
Like Alpha Library, there's nothing I'm giving away here. We have all of our stuff, all the money, all the proceeds that are made when we sell books go straight to the Wolf Conservation Center. And like this is just books and descriptions of books that we recommend. HA resource guide. I don't think there's anything in here I can't show. But I mean, look at how many... These are the links that are within the course. And additional links.
Show an actual course page, though. Go to Module 1.
Module 1, so I'm not giving away.
Yeah.
Nothing too spicy.
Nothing too spicy. Module 1's an introductory module. But you start Module 1.
Old video that we're replacing.
Scroll down.
Super secret stuff. Time management. Overcoming fear.
And then we got a little motivational video afterwards.
This is the introduction module, so there's not a lot in this particular module. But
that's...
there's a lot of content when it comes to HAA. I'm going to go back to main face before I show something I can't show.
The secrets.
The spicy secrets. There's nothing you can pull from that page and get your money's worth from, so.
All right, go back to the chat. I can't see the chat.
No.
Anymore. I want to see what
No chat. No chat, Dad. Let's see here. There it is.
Okay.
Whee! Wow, there were a lot of... Is HA only open for enrollment in the summer? June 14th through the 24th, and December 1st through the 10th.
Yeah, so twice a year, 10 days each enrollment
Yes.
period. That's the only thing. That is the only time we market anything.
We want an automation video with ideas for what to post.
All right.
I want a Lamborghini.
I will.
I'm just kidding.
I will put it. I'll put it on my to-do list, Marina.
I don't want a Lamborghini. If there's a rich guy watching, I want a McLaren. Thank you.
Scott.
What's Mark's band's name? Okay, so I'll tell you.
Keep it fast.
I'll tell you, with consideration that we just got a new bass player and we're completely getting rid of all the songs we've ever written to write brand new material because we're switching genres. It's called The Rendering Silence. We're switching to Rendering Silence. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Rendering Silence.
And Instagram.
And Instagram.
We haven't
as
been
well.
posting.
We literally haven't, because we haven't done anything in over a year.
Okay.
No, I do want to talk on that. Deb said you can talked about doing research for buying equipment. Not all equipment review pages are reliable. On not reliable websites, yes, but posting fake reviews is a very, I say FAFO, screw around and find out kind of thing to do. Websites can't post fake reviews of products. It's a good way to get yourself sued real fast. And I'm going to show you kind of because of that how to dig through reviews. It's going to take me some time to piece that together, but I have my own techniques for like verifying products and things like that, so no worries. Why do Etsy sellers who have a YouTube channel not include their Etsy shop link in the video descriptions? I guess if it were me, I'm in a position where I need sales, I would send them over.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I like when I follow Etsy brands on like Facebook and stuff, every single thing that you post on social media, especially if you're showing a product, should bring a customer one step closer to buying it. Nobody is going to listen to you say your shop name and then go try to find you on a magical treasure hunt. If it's on Instagram, you can't put your link into your captions, but you can say link in bio and make sure you've either got a link tree or your shop link right there. I cannot tell you how many times I try to find Etsy shop links of sellers who ask me for help. And I can't even figure out what the heck your shop is because I can't find it because you don't post it with your posts. every single thing that you post, you should bring a buyer one step closer to a purchase.
A couple of people asking if they've taken the course, can they do it again when they have access to videos, those kind of things. You have access to HAA until like forever.
You
until
own it.
until the website physically cannot be kept up to date anymore. And I'm 31, she's 30, so at least another 30 years, hopefully, unless we die in a tragic car accident.
And our daughter, who's 10, is pretty invested on the idea that she's going to take it over.
Yeah, and in the meantime, most likely, if something really bad were to happen, Amber Marie would run it until Taylor's of age. So
we voluntold you, Amber.
Yep.
You've been voluntold.
You can't do shop updates without the app, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one thing. Somebody had asked earlier.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't think you can upload Explore videos on the browser.
No, I think you need to have the app. The new app.
I've had 4 strikes in 6 years. One was 100% bogus. I think there must be a time limit when they're forgiven, maybe. Wish they would tell us. Probably.
I think so, too. I think that they just say 3 strikes, but I think that there is a time limit.
I sell epoxy tumblers and want to start selling SVGs, digital downloads. Okay. I make for them. Should I open a second shop or add them to my current shop? I would do a second shop. We have a ton of sellers that print things on printables. They do POD shops and stuff like that. And what they'll do is use designs that they didn't particularly care for, or designs that they don't want to put on their products that they have like a surplus of, and they sell those in a second shop, since a digital shop doesn't require nearly as much upkeep as something that is like if you're making products.
Your target audiences are completely different. People who want the SVGs, they want to make their own tumblers and things with them. They don't want to buy a pre-made product. So I would say that would qualify for a separate shop.
I personally would not sell the SVGs that I'm using on my products in a second shop. I would use them on my products and then sell the ones I'm not using. But
unless you're not married to them.
Yeah, that's literally just a personal preference for me. You do whatever you feel. But I mean, if your Tumblr shop is doing well, I wouldn't open a second shop, because either way, that is double customer service, right? So I wouldn't. Can you open multiple Etsy shops under one LLC, but with different shop names?
I think that your shop name. Okay, don't quote me on this, okay? You need to talk to a professional which I am not.
A legal professional.
Yes, but I believe that when you pick your name under your LLC, that can be an umbrella that covers multiple entities within that brand. Talk to a professional, though. I believe that's how it works.
I just entered the live chat. I posted a listing on April 1st, and as of today, June 10th, it has 68 sales and 45 favorites. Is that good? I'm starting to get more organic sales as well.
That is awesome. Yeah. Your listing quality score for that listing is probably phenomenal. Do not touch a thing. Don't touch your SEO.
I wouldn't even screw with the pictures.
if you log... Oh, my dad's calling. He should know better.
He should definitely know better.
Yeah. I would say just don't touch your SEO at all.
Does SiteGround have an e-commerce option? SiteGround is just a host. They're the person, when you buy your domain, you stick it on there and they hold it for you. They'll do all the security for it. They'll give you your SSL. They'll do all of the bull crap behind the scenes stuff for you. It's up to you to actually build a website for that e-commerce. And at that point, you can do something like WooCommerce, or we use Elementor to build our website with WordPress. That's what I'm going to be teaching when I do my mini course, is how to use Elementor to build an e-commerce site. I might do WooCommerce as well, but I don't know. I don't know the platform yet. Just want to say that I downloaded the SSAR and I've seen a huge increase in reviews and open communication with customers. Your information and knowledge is golden.
And that means that you're building your listing quality scores. And for the person who just said that they're making a bunch of sales, you should download my swipe files and make sure that you're using them, because all of those sales, you could be getting reviews for them and doubling that listing quality score. You can get those by going to alphasugar.com. It is my most valuable free resource that I offer. And I always forget to talk about it because most people know. But alphasugar.com, they're amazing. And they're free. And they can help you rank so much faster.
Thank you for the SiteGround reference on GoDaddy. I have to call them at least once a week for problems going to check out SiteGround. I don't recommend GoDaddy to just about anyone unless you're just buying your domain, and even then I really wouldn't. They sold our information because we didn't pay the $12 or something.
Google Domains is where I buy my domains now.
Domains. You can actually, SiteGround, you can buy your domain straight through SiteGround too. If you want to actually have them host it, they'll buy it for you. I only keep one of the item in stock due to limitation in storage, then I relist the same item once sold. Does that help the listing? listing quality score. If it's the same listing and you're selling the same listing over and over, then it's building a listing quality score.
Yeah.
How does that work for vintage since you can sell each item only once? Yeah, I kind of touched on that. If you're selling vintage and you can't rebuy the item, then unfortunately there's nothing you can really do. You could maybe sneak it if it's like the same category of item. Like if you sell vintage jewelry boxes, you could have a listing for a vintage jewelry box and then keep updating it as long as the listing description and title didn't have anything to do with the specific item that it was originally listed there, you know?
Crystal asked, what is SSAR? I guess I should have went into that. SSAR swipe files, that stands for sale, ship, arrive, review. Those are the 4 points of contact that customers say are the most important to them from sellers when making their purchases. We actually worked with eRank to create a poll where we polled over 1,000 real Etsy customers while they were shopping on Etsy. And they said that all of these messages are very important to them. And I have a version of those messages that you can copy and paste right into your Etsy snippets, into your saved replies, and send out to your customers. You can use my template. You can create your own and just use mine as a foundation. But you can get those for free at alphasugar.com.
Wolsey said, one-of-a-kind sellers just have to edit their listings accordingly. I can see all of the modules in HAA being relevant to one-of-a-kind in some way, just different than non-one-of-a-kind. Yeah, that's the thing. It's only like a couple of videos.
Just the SEO
we try, yeah, just the SEO stuff specifically that isn't going to apply to you. Photo editing, MailChimp, all of the other stuff is going to apply to you.
And even the search engine optimization, like the actual optimization does work. It's just Etsy's algorithm isn't going to favor you.
Yeah, it's not going to be as, literally the whole course can be applied to one of a kind. It's just not going, the SEO part's not going to apply 100% to you.
Hello, Mellow.
Hello, Mellow.
Hello,
Will
Mellow.
changing niche and going from physical to digital products only fine with Etsy practices, or shall I be careful? No, you should be fine. If you're totally switching your shop, it doesn't matter.
No, Etsy doesn't care what type of products you have. You can switch niches as many times as you want.
As long as you're within their terms, you're fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, technically, you could go from like selling baby toys to 18 plus products in one shop if you wanted to. It would look really weird, and customers might be weirded out by it. But you could technically do it, and Etsy wouldn't care. I wouldn't if I were you, but Etsy doesn't care what we sell as long as it follows their rules.
Why are the results for keywords, SV, click rate, etc. so different on eRank than the ones on Sales Samurai? Do you know? Yes.
I do know. So, well, for them, I can speculate.
Educated speculation.
Educated speculation, don't sue me. All of the other SEO services that you're going to see that haven't been around as long as eRank, you have to consider how much data costs. Data monthly that eRank buys costs about the same as like going and buying a new car every single month. It is insanely expensive. eRank has been around the longest. It is the most popular and most used Etsy SEO tool, which means that eRank makes the most money. Because eRank makes the most money, it means that we can buy the most data. When we see these little SEO companies pop up, like Sales Samurai, for example, these little companies, though they have very pretty websites and very concise data, and I'm not saying that this is the case with Sales Samurai because I don't know where they get their data. I can only speak on behalf of eRank. But I get suspicious of these little companies that pop up out of nowhere like weeds. There's a ton of them. And because they're not as popular, we can see how many users they have. We can see their site traffic on eRank side. We track things like that. It means that they're not making as much money as eRank, which means that they cannot possibly be buying the data sets. Looking at how many users they have, how much their plans cost, we can kind of estimate how much money they make. There is no way that they can afford to buy as large of data panels as eRank.
No.
So though eRank's data might look not as rounded as some of these little platforms, it's because they're using smaller data panels. eRank is using massive data panels because we can afford to.
Absolutely huge. Like, if you saw the amount of money that Anthony was spending on this data come out of your bank account, you would pass out. And like, it is a ridiculous amount of money.
And every time eRank as a company progresses and we get more users, Anthony is able to invest more in data, making sure that eRank is more precise as time goes on because we're able to get more and more and more data. So when you see inaccuracies between eRank and other companies, keep in mind that eRank is the biggest. We have, I'm guessing, the most data just based on how many users we have and how much
Definitely
we can afford.
it's definitely the most accurate because we can afford more accurate information.
And you know, Sales Samurai, they've been getting really popular over the years because they have an affiliate program where all of the Etsy coaches can make money by recommending it.
Yeah.
We don't get paid to recommend eRank. We do work for them, but we've been using eRank since way before we worked for them.
And who runs Sales Samurai? Do you know? I don't. I'm sure I could Google it and find a vague answer onto who runs it. And a lot of the thing is,
No idea.
I'm not going to say Sales Samurai specifically because I don't know.
We have no idea.
A lot of these data companies are Chinese companies. Not joking, not speculating. A lot of these companies have a direct tie to Chinese data corporations, which is fine. Totally fine. Those companies are the ones that usually buy up most of the information from places like Google and stuff anyway. But we know where this data is coming from. We trust where Anthony gets it from, and he actively avoids companies with shady practices that buy information. That's why we trust eRank. We work for eRank. We're not paid to recommend it. If I didn't like what eRank is doing, I would quit in a heartbeat. I don't like crappy companies. And Anthony does not buy information from companies that he has verified do crappy things. So if that alone isn't enough to sell you, I don't know what does. I pay $60 a year for a domain. I used that Hoover that Etsy suggested. Why was mine so much? Because they charged you more.
Wow, that's very expensive. Unless it was like a high demand domain.
I doubt it. The thing is, every website that you buy domains from charges a different price. They charge what they think a domain is worth.
Google Domains is only $12, and I paid $36 for 3 years for his domain.
Because Google doesn't need to make money off of selling domains.
Well, yeah. Well, that's very expensive, though, Elizabeth.
Because it's a service that sells domains. They make their money off of selling domains. Google doesn't make their money off of selling domains. So the reason why you were charged so much is probably because they charge more. That's probably literally it.
Ooh, Anne said that her domain was hijacked, and the last time she checked, it was $6,000. That's, yeah. So there's proof, guys. Go buy your domain names.
We say this in the course, too. It's important to buy your domain, lock in all your social media accounts for your account names the moment you settle on a name, even if you haven't sold anything yet.
Absolutely.
Yes. DaVinci Resolve is a great editing software and has a free version, and it's really good.
I've heard that.
I don't. Does that work for Windows as well? We don't use Mac products. So.
I think that it's just Mac. I think DaVinci is Mac.
I will be, unfortunately, for those of you guys that use Apple, so I can make sure that I can provide support to it, I will be buying a MacBook Pro for this next frickin' launch. Ugh. But I know you guys, a lot of you use Apple, and I want to be able to provide you guys with service for those as well. Does it have options for web builder and support? I'm assuming you mean SiteGround. SiteGround actually did just add a web builder that you can attach to your website for free. However, we use Elementor for ours. Elementor does have a free version that you can use. Some of the features are a little bit locked in, but I think, don't quote me on this, I think all of the e-commerce options and stuff, because they're external plugins for that, pretty sure you can get that up and running for free. If not, I think the one, let's see, I can actually just tell you. I think the one-time plan is only like a couple bucks a month.
Elizabeth had asked why Etsy recommends that Hoover, and it's probably because they make money. That company probably gives Etsy a cut, and that might be why you're almost absorbing, you know, that little bit of extra that Etsy's getting. I'm assuming that because Etsy's probably making, you know, or Etsy is benefiting from that partnership. It means that you are taking in those costs.
I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to this real quick. This is the website building platform that we use.
It's not the same as like a Wix site.
No, they also do hosting. I honestly would still do your hosting through SiteGround because I know for a fact that they're a great company. They have support 24/7. If you pay for their medium tier plan, their mid tier plan, which is the one that I use, I want to say it's like a couple $100 a year. It's great, and their support is like instantaneous. But we use this plan, $200 a year. You don't have to use any paid themes or anything for WordPress. They have their own theme called Hello Elementor that you can use. You guys would probably be fine getting with this one. We only do this one because your staging site counts as one of your website activations. So if you have a staging site, you can't also have a live site if you do this particular plan. Their hosting plus, I think their this plan is included in this is $100 a year. What I would do is go to SiteGround, buy your domain there. If you're not planning on building a website, buy it through Google Domains. And then you can get this plugin for, that's rather cheap a year for one basic domain. Seems like a lot of things are more expensive over there.
All right. How much is HAA? So if you were to Google HAA when doors open and you try to sign up that way, you'll be paying $1,000 more, as long as you are either in our community on Facebook or you are on my mailing list, which means that you have signed up for any of my freebies. You've signed up for the HAA waiting list. If you receive emails from me, you get $1,000 discount, making the price of the course $997, or you can pay $199 per month for 6 months, and doors will be opening on June 14th. And once you're in for life. Plus, you get 12 months of eRank Pro, which would normally cost you $120. So,
yup.
How many shops can you link or sync to eRank? It depends on which plan you have. A bunch. If you go to eRank,
a lot more than I think you're ever going to use. I've seen some people have like 15 shops linked up to their Etsy accounts. So
their eRank, yeah, just top
or
right.
eRank, sorry.
Yeah, you can go up into the top right corner of your eRank dashboard into your settings and connect additional shops. But you can have a bunch. It just depends on which plan you have. If you go to erank.com/plans, it'll show you the plans table where you can compare the plans, and it should say there. I can't remember offhand though.
That motivational video got me in the feelings.
Oh
yeah.
my god, the wolf one. The wolf on the hill is hungrier. Oh god, that video gives me chills.
Teresa said, that's why I'm joining, for the structure and the community. Dude, I tell you, if I wish any of the courses that I've joined had the community that we have. And I'm not just saying that for clout or whatever. The HAA, the actual student campus on Facebook is a freaking great place to post your content.
Hey, just out of curiosity, I know that there are HAA students here right now. If you're a student right now, post a wolf emoji in the chat just to see. I'm just
I want to
curious.
see how many students are here versus how many new people.
Yeah. Or if you can't find the wolf emoji, just type the word wolf.
Yeah, that's fine too. People sitting there on their phones while they're driving, like, where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, just type wolf or W if you're driving.
Yeah, W.
Or don't post if you're driving. How about that? How about that?
F to pay respects. I need to start over with HAA. When will it be updated? It should be finished on Sunday. Yep. Early Monday at the latest.
Yep.
Because as soon as we're done on here, we're going to go have a snack, and then we're going to edit videos until like 2 o'clock in the morning. So let's see here. Do you have a limit on how many people can sign up for HAA? Do I need to put a 5 a.m. timer to sign up? No, we don't have a limit. The reason that, and when we talked about this last time, we talked about this a lot, so I'll just go over it quickly. The reason why we do the 10-day, full transparency, the reason why we do the 10-day thing, it originally started out as a scarcity tactic, like what you see most sellers do. They open a couple days out of the year. They make it seem like it's a limited thing. That's not why we do this anymore, and that's why we're trying to talk about it as much as possible. We do this because it works the best for our community. We can provide you the best support because you guys are all coming in at the same time. You guys can also provide each other with the best support and help. When we have 100, 200, 300 people sign up for HAA, that means there's 100, 200, 300 new people joining the student campus, which means that there's a lot of inactive sellers in the campus, but there's also a lot of active sellers in the campus. But with you all going in there and posting your questions, posting the cues that we put in the videos and in the descriptions for the videos for you guys to go over to the Facebook group and comment, it means that you guys are going to have the best possible experience. If it were just random, if we had those like 100 or 200 people throughout the course of the year, those people might finish the material and be inactive in the community by the time you get in there. So it guarantees that you're getting the absolute best support, both from us, because having to keep track of you people signing up all year round would drive me absolutely bonkers, because it's me that does that. And it would just suck not being able to get the kind of experience that you get, because this group is freaking great.
Now, that's not to say that you can't start at any time. You don't have to jump in and start right away, but most people do. And most people, are starting like module 2, for example. Most people start module 2 around the same time, and they're able to post their examples and their action steps and things that they completed. Oh my God, look at all those wolves.
Lots of them. Look at all these. Our pretty babies. Hello, babies.
You know
we
how
love you guys.
Horace from Harry Potter, how he collects like students based on their accomplishments. I feel like that's us, where like we see you guys, like for example, our next alpha interview that we do, You guys have to watch it. Mark and Elva, they had some of their items featured in the last season of Lucifer, and they just got commissioned to do some products for a Disney show. Like when you see a student,
proud moment.
it's like watching it, like your child accomplish something amazing.
With HAA, we do not guarantee success. Success is in the effort that you put into your product. You will succeed if you understand the material, you put the work in, and your product isn't so dramatically niche that nobody wants to buy it. There's only so many customers out there for every particular niche. And if there's 5 people out there that want to buy your product because you're so crazy, like deep down the rabbit hole niche, then nothing is going to help you succeed, right? But we haven't had I don't think we've had anybody say that they didn't like the material that was in the course. I don't think one time, even with the people that I've asked that have refunded, I don't think I've ever had somebody say, this wasn't for me.
No, they always say that it was a financial thing.
Yeah, it's almost always there might have been one that was like the teaching style just didn't work for me. But we're talking 1 out of like 700 people. The material works. We know for a fact that it works. We've seen it applied to Etsy businesses, personal website businesses, brick and mortar stores, government jobs. We have seen this applied to literally everywhere because it's not just an Etsy course. It's a psychologically driven course that teaches you about every aspect of running a business with the theme being Etsy. If you don't sell on Etsy, this material would work for you if you're smart enough to adapt it to the other material. That's the thing, right? Like we have a guy that uses it to sell and market his DoD contracts. He was smart enough to be able to take the material and adapt it to that. If you're intelligent enough, you can adapt this to anything that you want, any kind of business model that you want to apply it to. You just have to understand the material. And it's really, really easy to understand. It's like 3rd grade level material. So take that for what you will. Enough talking at my butt.
I used to be a preschool teacher, and everything that I learned from teaching preschool about the ways that humans learn, we all learn in similar ways. So I always make sure that I explain things in every possible way.
Mm-hmm. We've both taken courses. I'm in like 4 different, I don't have any time to do them right now, but I'm in like 4 different courses myself right now for music production, video production. I've even got some for personal life stuff that I take. They all suck compared to what we have. And that's not just because it's our baby. It's because I know what to look for in a course. And we have what we think is the best kind of platform for a course. And not only do we have the best kind of platform, you guys know that course selling is like a hot thing right now.
And scheming.
It sucks. And the moment you sign up for a course, buy this thing, buy this thing, buy this thing, buy this thing. How about this course? Do you want this photo editing course? Do you want this? We don't do that. And the reason we don't do that is because it sucks.
We hate that.
We're not just, like, obviously, this is our bread and butter. This is how we eat, right? This is how we pay for our house. This is how we buy new equipment to make our videos better. It's how I buy my music equipment. It's our job, right? However, we don't want to do it in a way where we feel bad about it. There's a difference between running a business based on exploitation and running a business that genuinely helps people. We get less sales because we do it in a way where we're not exploiting people that have the money to splurge on it. We don't like when other course creators do that. Everything that we have, you saw the bonuses page. We're going to be continuing to add bonuses to that.
God,
I'm adding a mini course on building a website. There's a ton of other little mini courses that we have ideas for, and they're all going to be included with HAA. The only time we will sell something else that is not included with HAA is if it is another full size 20 to 30 hour long course.
And it will likely be something completely separate from HAA that HAA students won't need.
Mm-hmm. And most likely because of the people who we are, whatever HAA launch comes after that, and all existing students at that time will probably also be given access to that. So, I mean, take that for what it is. Enough talking up our own butts. We love you guys. We genuinely love our audience. All 25,000, almost 25,500. We love you guys. We could not do this without you. We could not do what we do without you. And we look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday. We know there's a crap ton of you. Our mailing list for the waiting list is twice the size it's ever been. And it's only because of you guys. So thank you.
Absolutely.
What genre are you switching to?
Oh, that's not...
for my music. So think...
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's for my band stuff because I said earlier that we were switching genres. Something new, we're not quite sure what to call it yet, but we're going to just call it gent wave for now. Think like 80s synth wave, but gent.
Marina said, so if I already taken the course, I can do it again? You can do it as many times as
you
you own it.
It's yours.
You own it. You can log in and do it as many times as you want. You can listen to it on repeat. You can, yeah, every time we update it, you get all that too.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that big update that we're doing right now. All students, whether they signed up in 2018 or 2021, they get all of the updates.
Do you have videos on how to sell on Facebook? I'm all set up with a page and a group, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Do you mean actually selling or advertising your Etsy shop on Facebook?
We talk about social media marketing. We don't teach you like how to set up like a Facebook shop and things like that.
It's not good for handmade sellers. Facebook Marketplace is good if you're a scalper or a Chinese corporation selling garbage.
But we do teach social media marketing.
Yes, we do. We teach social media marketing.
And Facebook group. We teach foundations for Facebook groups. I just recorded that lesson yesterday.
Dulcie said, this is definitely something I have to learn. I'm not great at coding, but I am at making layouts. I've been using Wix because you can just drag and drop the assets, so I need something like that. Elementor is quite literally drag and drop. I mean, it's
Elementor is a lot harder than Wix.
It's a lot more in-depth. It is harder than Wix.
It is harder than Wix.
But it's a lot more in-depth, and it's a lot more customizable. Not to mention, and maybe I'll do another video on this in the next week or two, but you can mobile optimize directly from it. So like HAA now, it's completely mobile optimized. You can use it on desktop, laptop, tablet, or cell phone. I wouldn't recommend doing it on your cell phone or tablet. I would recommend doing it on computer because there's downloadables. But you can watch the whole course from your phone, and it's not blown all over the place. I've gone through every single page. You can select a tablet or a cell phone, and it will drop it to it, and then you can adjust just for cell phones and tablets. So if you want to be able to sell on your own website and you're worried about cell phone optimization, it has it all built in for you.
Let's speed run because we're
we're getting kind of into it. Sorry, I'm on a roll today.
No, okay. Marina, can Etsy listings be exported to your own site? Is there a program out there that will keep it synced? I have heard that there is, but I have not personally found anything. If you guys know of one, feel free to post it in the chat, but I am not sure. All right, next one was right under that.
Redomains, is there a way to rebuy your domain from another provider? Excuse me, I'm not happy with the price I'm being charged with my current provider. I believe so.
I think you can transfer it.
I think you have to transfer it first, but then you can renew it through them. Swipe files have helped with open dialogue with some customers and hopefully start a relationship. Yes, awesome. They are the best thing. Maybe a one-of-a-kind video is in order.
I have one.
Yeah, we have
it's older.
It's older, but I mean, realistically, if you're talking about HA, there's no reason to do one-of-a-kind video specifically because it would be the same information just presented in a different way. How do you figure out shipping costs on Etsy?
My recommendation for everybody trying to figure out their shipping costs is to take your item, put it in whatever you're planning to ship it in, go to your post office, have them weigh the product, and ask them what is the cheapest way to ship this product. I know that sounds like a given, but it is the very best way. Just go to your post office on a day when they're not super busy. You can also get your Etsy shipping labels direct through Etsy, or you can get them through Pirate Ship, which is a little cheaper. No, I think it's the same cost as Etsy, but you do get a discount. But yeah, that's it.
Etsy deactivated a listing that I truly do not think is really against their policy. I keep trying to relist the item with new photos, but it gets immediately deactivated. How do I fix this? Message Etsy. Don't keep listing it because you're going to end up getting your shop shut down if they keep pulling a listing from your shop.
Yeah.
Message Etsy support.
Elizabeth, what is the item?
Yeah, what is the item and why do you think it's being taken down? Even if it's not against the rules, if you think it's not against the rules, why is it getting taken down or why do you think?
Yeah.
I bought my domain name before I even bought it before I started Etsy. I don't even have an Etsy yet.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's smart.
Yeah, get it. Thanks. I know your hate runs deep for Apple, so extra appreciated. Most tech companies, my hate runs deep for nowadays. That glorious man should run this. This glorious man should run this channel on his own. That's the first time somebody said that. I get so much hate on this channel for how abrasive and aggressive I am.
Most people, yeah, we get comments that are like, Mark's abusive. I'm like, no, he's not.
I'm not abusive. Get out of here.
Did you just smack me? Here's the thing.
Oh my God. We have probably the best relationship of anybody here, and you'd have no idea.
We got married when we were 18, guys.
We've been through it all, dog.
We've been through everything. This man freaking watched me almost flatline on an operating
I almost
table.
knocked a doctor out because she flatlined because she OD or they OD'd her. Anyway.
Giving birth.
Yeah. Does anyone have a pattern? I've had one for a few months through Etsy, but I don't know.
Pattern is a way for you to look like you have a website when you don't. You've got to drive traffic to it. No one can find you organically in search. If you want to have a pretty place where you can direct your sales to on your social media and you don't want to build your own website, sure. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's worth it. I would rather see you make your own website.
What's the difference between buying a domain name, buying website hosting, and buying email hosting? Okay, so think of your domain name. Say you lived in a world where everyone had to have a brick and mortar store, and there were signs for every shop, right? And you could only have one sign for your brick and mortar store that said the same thing. Nobody could have the same name twice. Your domain name is that name. No one else can have that name. No one else can buy that name. Now, if you say, I'm not going to try to pronounce your name. I bought handmadealphaacademy.com. Somebody else could technically buy handmadealphaacademy.org, handmadealpha.academy, handmade, like there are an infinite number of like end tags that you can put there. Web hosting is like the business that or the actual brick and mortar store.
Your landlord.
No, it's the actual brick and mortar store that you stick that tag on. It's the thing that you put that big billboard on the front of. So your name, your domain name is the billboard. The brick and mortar store is the website hosting. Email hosting is like the mailbox that you put outside that only you can have. I don't know if that makes sense. They're not the same thing, no.
Email hosting is the one that is directly related to your...
But you need website hosting, or you need a domain name in order to have website hosting or email hosting.
Look at all those wolves.
What's the wolf vid? What do you mean wolf vid? Oh, on the HAA website. It's an inspirational video.
Yes, it's an HAA module 1.
Yeah. 2023, I'll be joining. Just need to finish graphic design school first. We are excited to see you there. Shut up. My dream is to have art with Disney. Push. Get your
possible.
I'm not joking. Get your LinkedIn going. Get your tags up to date. Follow Disney and wait for them to have a position open. Set up your alerts. Wait for a position at Disney to open and try to push into it. Get as much in there as you can. All of the clout that you can think of. Stick it on there. That's the best way to do it. It's the only way you're going to do it. Let's see what I find. Let's see. My husband has an MBA in marketing, has overheard some of the modules and said it's a lot of the same things from those advanced courses. They cost him a hell of a lot more than an HAA. We have a lot of students that went to business school that say they learned more in the HAA than they ever did the entire 4 to 8 years they went to college.
Here's the thing. College teaches you how to work for somebody else.
We teach you to work for yourself.
HAA teaches you how to work for yourself.
She teaches you to work for yourself. I don't teach in any of the videos.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the guy in the background that does all the tech stuff. I do have a module, or not a module.
Awesome.
I do have a bonus, but it's her. So if you hate my voice, if you're one of the lucky few that cannot stand my face, it's all her. And as a matter of fact, there is no face. The majority of it is screen capture because we show you how to do everything. You guys spoil us with how well your courses are laid out and how you can easily keep our attention. Even better this time around.
Yeah, it looks so much
All
nicer.
the videos are in up to 4K. They're all professionally recorded.
I love how we just pulled the boom mic
They're
out.
all professionally recorded on a Shure SM7B microphone, run into a $2,000 interface. The course sounds great, looks great. You can even hear all of her mouth noises when she talks.
Oh, I don't like
She
that.
hates it. I feel so spoiled by you guys. That's what we want. Gentwave. You are a freaking genius. I am gonna trademark that because of my mustache. Gentwave with Gent.
Oh, I thought you meant...
Gentwave because of my mustache.
Oh,
Gent.
okay, got it.
I love it. How long have you guys been teaching HAA?
2018.
2018 is when we started making it. I thought it was 2019 when it launched.
No, 2018 is when it launched.
Yeah, you're right.
2017
You're
is
right.
when we started
October
making.
2017 is when we started scripting it. June 2018 is when we launched the first time, I think.
Yes, you are correct.
Did you say we have to sign up now or wait until next week? Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time.
No, Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time. We've been doing this live stream for 2 hours, and I've been working.
If you go to handmadealphaacademy.com, there's a countdown timer right on the homepage that says when it'll be open.
Yeah.
I'll also email you guys with the discount link, so make sure you keep an eye out for that.
Barbie said, I love how passionate you are about the program. Just bought my domain name. Took all of about 2 seconds. Thanks. Yeah, it takes no freaking time at all.
Awesome.
Get it done.
Congrats. You own it now. No one can steal it from you.
I know you can sync with Square. Yeah, Elementor, you can... your Etsy shop. Let's say. Elementor, you can sync with Stripe and PayPal. Are we still going to have an HA Discord? Yes, I literally do not have the time to finish making it. I am working like 16 hours a day right now, and I have been for a while. So as soon as HA launches, I'm taking the week off, other than for support and that kind of stuff, because we're like 60, 70 hours a week right now.
Yeah. Look
after the week is over. Yeah,
look at my eyes.
I always have bags under my eyes, but hers usually don't. But after that, I'll be working on the Discord and a whole bunch of other stuff for you guys.
Yeah. We just need a little break. Just a little one.
Should I launch my second shop or wait after taking HAA? If you're going to take HAA...
Ooh, wait.
Wait. It's only a couple days away.
Yeah, wait.
We have both PayPal and credit card access for those of you who don't want to put your credit card into our website. PayPal.
We've got an SSL.
Yeah, we've got a secure socket. So
here's a rule of thumb, guys. If you know your little URL in the top bar, if you're ever shopping on a website and there isn't a little lock on it,
or if there's a little warning bar there,
look for a lock. That's an SSL, your secure socket layer. That basically means that you're safe.
And I have our entire website set up to push every single web page through a secure connection. So there is not a single web page that is through HTTP. They are all HTTPS. You two remind me of my husband and I. You joke around like we do. It's probably a lot worse than you think it is because we can't be like we are on camera.
Yeah, we say a lot of bad words, but it's fine. It's fine.
It is a vintage Zippo lighter, and I have over a dozen other vintage Zippo lighters listed. I think it was removed before because I used the tag novelty lighter, and I didn't use that when relisted. Is it maybe because you're not allowed to sell lighters specifically?
No, I think that the only thing that you can't sell drug paraphernalia, and you can't sell pipes that have a carb. But a lighter shouldn't qualify because it's not drug paraphernalia and it's vintage. So I'm not
Contact their support, yo.
Yeah.
That's your best.
Yeah,
that's your best.
I would ask.
Love your face, Mark. Oh.
I love your face too.
I can do this thing.
Twitch his mustache.
Twitch his mustache. It's the ticklers. SMR HA. It kind of is now. It's so high quality, and we'll probably record it again because we're getting another new mic in like a month.
No.
Yeah.
No,
You guys deserve a holiday. Thank you. I want one. I need one really bad.
Melanie, everybody loved your interview, by the way. Guys, go watch the video that posted on Thursday, Melanie's video. It was really, really great. She did a fantastic interview, and she has the best accent ever of all of the interviews that we did. She has the cutest accent.
Amber said, "I thought you sent Gentwave." Yeah, but it's gent as in DJENT, which is
like
it's a metal genre. Lots of chugging. And that's without our podcast that you also run. Yeah, that's true.
I forgot. Yeah, Amber and I do a podcast on Tuesday.
Yep, and I edit the podcast every week too. The problem with syncing with Square is that any in-person sales you get an Etsy fee for, even though you did the networking and sale yourself, they get their cut for something you did completely. But you're still using their platform for the sale, correct? If it's coming out of your inventory, then it's still coming out of your Etsy inventory. Semantics. Not a stalker. You said no one likes your face, so I said I love your face. That's fine. I love my face too. All right, everybody, we love you. Every time someone twitches their mustache like that, I hear the guy from Sword in the Stone's mustache twitching around. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Yes. Okay, I'll contact Etsy, and lighters are allowed to have their own category. Yeah, I've never bought one, so I didn't know. I was just making sure. Whoo boy! All applicable links should be linked down below. If they're not, they will be shortly after it. What are you guys getting for lunch? I don't know. I'm not super hungry yet. We had donut holes right before we did this. If that sounds is weird to anybody that's not from the U.S., donut holes are the hole of the donut that they take out before they fry it.
They've got donut holes. They've got donut holes.
I don't know. It might be something weird in the UK, like fanny pack. Anyway, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click the like button if you like the video. Click the bell icon if you have the YouTube app and you want to get notified every time we go live and every time we upload a video. Leave a comment down below. Tell us how you love the video. And HAA will be opening June 14th, Tuesday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. UK. Is that right? 1 p.m. EU, 1 p.m. UK.
5 hours later.
Sure, numbers.
Numbers.
We love you guys. Thanks for joining the stream. I know there were a crap load of you here today. Make sure you give the video a like. And we'll see you guys on Sunday with the next student interview.
Oh, yeah. Elva and Mark. You guys got to...
Elva and Mark. Yes, that's going to be a good one. Please put that on your calendar.
Yes, this interview, it was so much fun to do, you guys. You have to put it on your calendar. It is shocking what they were able to do. So,
hey, Melanie, we just posted yours too.
I just talked to her. That's what I was saying.
Shush.
Abuse!
Like a cake pop. Yes, but without the pop.
Yes.
Or
exactly.
they like whatever that is.
Elizabeth has called me pretty twice during this stream. We didn't acknowledge the first one, but
You've got a stalker too.
I do.
We both got stalkers on this one.
Elizabeth.
Hi, Melanie. I loved editing your video. That was fun.
All right, guys.
Love you guys. We will see you on Sunday and then on Tuesday for the HA launch. If you have any issues when you're trying to sign up, like your bank declines it, we're a small company, so banks sometimes don't like us. Make sure you call your bank if you have any issues and email me at support@handmadealphaacademy.com if you have any issues checking out. We will see you.
Wait.
No!
And if you have any questions about Handmade Alpha Academy that you need answered before Tuesday, send us...
Starla@handmadealphaacademy.com.
Shoot me an email.
Support for help. Starla